better to start with on the agriculture side than Darrin Qualman, who's Director of Climate Policy and Action at the National Farmers Union. Darrin, let's hear your views.
Thank you very much, and I hope you can hear me okay. There's a fairly intense thunderstorm where I am right now, and the farmers here will all be happy for the rain. I'm going to sort of lay the groundwork in terms of understanding emissions, and then Jane is going to give some of the specifics of where we are on Farmers for Climate Solutions. But if we only know one thing about agriculture and emissions and the path forward, key to understanding agricultural greenhouse gas emissions is this: they are the result of agricultural input use. To a very large extent, they're the result of agricultural input use. And as farmers' use of purchased agricultural inputs increases, so do on-farm emissions. Therefore, it follows inescapably that any low-emission food production system must be a low-input food production system. And I just want to underline that with a bit of a historical example. Humans have practiced agriculture for 10,000 years. And for 99% of that time, it was low input, low fossil fuel use, low emission. It didn't affect the atmospheric composition much. It didn't affect the climate. It didn't push us toward climate chaos. It's only in the last 1% as we've massively increased the injection of petroleum intensive inputs into our food production system that those emissions became a problem. So clearly we need to focus to a very large extent on those agricultural inputs. This need to reduce agricultural input use can be good news for farmers, because as we reduce overdependence on purchased inputs, we can increase farmers' margins and their net incomes. So generally, what is needed at this moment is an integrated suite of government policies and on-farm measures to reduce input use and greenhouse gas emissions. Especially critical is we need thousands of new independent agrologists to transfer knowledge from research organizations, universities, etc., and really work with farmers to find alternatives and to help them reduce reliance on petroleum intensive farm inputs. And you know, in the context of this discussion, this will really deliver a triple win. We can raise net farm incomes by reducing costs. We can reduce input emissions rather, as we reduce dependence on petroleum-derived inputs, and we can reduce emissions, boost net farm income, and create employment all at the same time. The NFU lays out a detailed roadmap on this front. In the fall of 2019, we released a report called Tackling the Farm Crisis and the Climate Crisis, a transformative strategy for Canadian farms and food systems, with a number of other organizations. The NFU has worked to create the collaboration, the Coalition Farmers for Climate Solutions, and there really are we can do to simultaneously increase the resilience and incomes of farmers and also decrease the emissions from the Canadian food production system. Thank you.